I have worked with Nick Stoller for a long time. I think he had his first or second job on a TV show I did about college called Undeclared. And then we did Forgetting Sarah Marshall together and Get Him to the Greek and the 5-year engagement. And he came to me and said, I think it would be fun to work together again, and I'd love to make a romantic comedy with Billy Eichner. And I was a big fan of Billy Eichner, and I just thought, well, that's a fantastic idea. Let's go. It wasn't really more complicated than that. I like to work with people who want to write and star in movies because I think you get really personal films, and they're also so passionate and hardworking because these types of films are very meaningful to them. They're not just accepting a job. You know, they're really putting their heart and soul and their story into it. Well, I've been through this a whole bunch of times with different people, so it's almost like they don't know what they're in for because it is almost like a few years of therapy where you're trying to figure out, you know, what are my problems and how could those problems be in a fabricated story? But you do have to look inside and say, all right, what am I like in relationships? Where is it going wrong? What type of person would I need to meet for me to have a healthy relationship? And there's a lot of talk about that. And then, you know, the next stage is, you know, the story construction, and Billy and Nick, you know, would go off and work on beats, and then we'd have meetings and kick him around and kick the tires on it. And this process of writing the script, you know, lasted for a few years. And then we were ready to shoot, and then the pandemic hit, and that was a bummer. But also they got, you know, almost another year to continue to polish and punch the script. And so I think the movie's way better as a result of the delay. And nobody works harder than Billy. He really was so devoted, just obsessively caring about every detail, from the script to the shoot to the edit and the music and even the promotion of it. He's just an amazing partner, and that's the type of people I like to work with. I just thought from the get-go, Billy knows how to be hard funny. You know, nobody is hard funnier than Billy. So it really was about Nick and Billy landing on a grounded story. And usually these stories are one of growth and learning something and having trouble making a couple work and all the disaster, excuse me, and all the disaster, I'm sorry. Usually these movies are about, you know, all the things that go wrong as a couple tries to get together or work as a couple. And to me, those beats work when they're original, but also when, you know, they're from the heart in some way. And a big part of it was finding Luke McFarlane, because he was so great with Billy that everything that Billy and Nick were thinking about just fully came alive. And then it blossomed another level. Once they saw them together, they rewrote the script tailored to Luke. And they just have ridiculous chemistry. And Universal was so supportive of just hiring the person that was exactly right for the part. And you would think that sounds obvious, but, you know, sometimes they try to jam some other kind of thing in for other reasons. But they just said, you know, let's try to find someone that there's magic chemistry with. And they're just wonderful together. And it's really a special thing that they found each other in this movie. Well, the first table read was very emotional in a way that was surprising, because they had worked so hard on the script. We had never heard it out loud other than some auditions. And then it just took flight and was really sweet and really funny and at times very emotional. And, you know, when it ended, we were all euphoric about it, but also there's a sadness that it took so long to get a movie like this made and that all these people don't have way more opportunities. There were so many people that are just so ready to, you know, be big stars and be people that everyone would love, but haven't had the opportunity yet. So it's really exciting to get everyone out there, but at the same time, it has taken too long. You know, sometimes things just really fall into place. You don't know why, but there's something around a project that makes things work. And Billy has such a sense of what he wants to put on screen, the people that he loves, who he thinks the world should know about. And I think Billy and Nick did an amazing job casting the entire movie. Everybody really scores, everyone is really lovable, and I think it creates a vibe of joy, and it's a little unexpected that you feel like, oh, I've always wanted a movie like this. And I feel like the LGBTQ community feels like, yeah, this is what we want to do. Give us some opportunities, and we can make amazing films.